a show match between some of the most familiar faces in the content creator category on Trackmania, and that being the streamer match.
Absolutely. So content creation is definitely an important part of any game. They help new people like the young people here get an introduction to what the game represents, and we are very happy to get them up here on stage and get a good game for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pleasure to have them fly all the way up here just to play this match and represent the game here on the stage. So please give a warm welcome to all of them as they enter the stage. We are starting with the content creator Maji J on Twitch, who just started playing Trackmania last year on stream and has since then put in about 1,000 hours into the game, building many maps, building a wonderful community here in the crowd. Perhaps they are the Chair Gang. Let's hear it. Please give a warm welcome to the stage to Maji. So, Maji, what was that all about? Oh, yeah.
Yesterday on stream, we had a dabbing auction. So it was either dab or not dab on like the scene, and dabbing won. So I hope you enjoyed.
That was a great dab. To go a bit more seriously into it, you are playing a streamer 2 versus 2 match. How do you feel about your chances here of winning with your teammates?
Okay, I think I'm above average in the game, but I get very easily nervous, and I do very small mistakes, so that's what I'm kind of scared about today, is that I might have good pace on the maps, but I do like dumb mistakes. So, but I'm gonna try my best and hope for the best as well. Hopefully other people are also nervous.
Yeah, let's give it up for Maji one more time. Please have your seat. Yes. And now, let's introduce her teammates.
Yeah, let's introduce Maji's teammate, a Swedish streamer who focuses very much on her community, making fun events happen, making campaigns for them, and playing together with her community that she calls the Ohana. Can we have a warm welcome for Ninadore? So, Nina, I heard you were a little bit nervous coming up here. Did you get any of the nervousness shaken off?
Barely.
Barely? How do you feel about the stage? How do you feel about seeing all these people? And what do you want to say to the people at home as well? Maybe some of the Ohana that are watching.
The Ohana? Oh
Yeah.
my god, stay awesome. And I'm just so happy to be here, to be honest. It's so wholesome to see everyone. And I think it's an amazing first crowd. Because I've never been on a live event in general, it feels like. So it's very humbling to be here.
I mean, I'm sure you're going to do great. Can we have a big hand for Nina?
That is rounding out the first team in this match. And the second team, coming from France, we're starting with the player and the streamer Kenny, who usually streams a couple of games more than just Trackmania, known for his Rocket League, World of Warcraft, New World, and also Valorant, but has flown all the way from France to participate in the streamer tournament here in Melee. Says he was a little bit nervous to play here on stage, so please give him a warm welcome to Kenny. So, Kenny, how is it like to be in Norway here? Is it everything you expected when you were invited to come?
Needless to say that Norway has a lot to offer. The people here really welcomed us really kindly. I love the people, I love the country, the landscapes, the cities, etc. So yeah, I love Norway for so far.
Oh, it's amazing. And do you think you can beat the girls?
I hope so. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm prepared, but I'll try my best, and I hope you all guys have a good match to watch.
All right, let's hope for that too. Please have your seat. Thank you.
And then we have one special guest coming in from afar, coming in live. He needs no introduction, but I will do it anyway. Possibly the biggest person and content creator in the history of Trackmania, has created some of the biggest events that the game has ever seen. And it is ZeratoR.
So, ZeratoR is joining us live from his own studio in France. He's hosted tournaments like the ZeratoR Cup, which hosted a crowd of 15,000 people. And ZeratoR, if you can hear us, how are you feeling ahead of this streamer match?
Well, I'm really happy, guys. I would like to be there, but it was not possible. And I would have virtual to be with us on stage with the match, but I'm sure you would have pulverized us. So, but maybe it will be a great match. I really don't know because I'm not a player. I'm a content creator, so I'm a bit afraid about that. But I think it will be okay.
I'm sure you will do great, Zerator.
Absolutely. Also, one more question. You're the only person sitting at your own setup. Do you think you have a little bit of an advantage going into this first streamer match here?
Well, I don't know because sometimes audience can cheer up you and boost you on the match. So it depends on how player will be on stage. I think Kenny will have an advantage with the crowd.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Please get ready for the match, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us, Zerator. Give it up for him. All right, and with that, I think it's time for us to get to our seats and start off this first opening match of the day.
I mean, we can quickly just explain that it is a 2 versus 2 matchup, and it's a best of 3. Once we get into the games, we will show you a little bit about how the points are going to be set up, but I think we're just going to jump right in.
Well, let's get to the desks. All right. So, to explain how it's all going to work, there's 2 teams. You have Ninadore and Maji, and you have ZeratoR and Kenny. They're going to play in a 2 versus 2 format where you score points if you get first and third place in a round. That's basically it. If you get first and second, you also get a point.
Yes.
But there can be ties.
There can be ties. So the teams are going to have 2 different colors. We're going to see ZeratoR and Kenny with the blue team, and then we're going to see Nina and Maji with the red team. And the first team that gets 5 points wins a round.
Yeah, they win a map. So if they get 5 round wins, they win a map, and then we play until a team has won 2 maps. It could be a quick affair if, one team gets into the flow of things very quickly, or it could go all the distance with the full best of 3. But the second the teams are ready here, I believe we are going to get underway. So let's turn our attention to the gameplay now, as it looks like the teams are either doing their final preparation or they're actually live here in the racing.
I think they might be, I'm not quite sure, but what we can say about the maps is that these are the same maps that we saw the kids, the upcoming Trackmania pros, that we saw them play.
Yeah, the youth tournament.
Yeah, the youth tournament, where they played the B maps. The maps have been adjusted just a little bit to not make them, well, let's be honest, pro gameplay.
Yeah, the maps are extremely difficult, and the map that we said was the most difficult one, we saw the players in the backstage. That was all they were practicing, was that one difficult map, and it shows. But the youth tournament, they had an amazing final yesterday, and it really showed, what you can do at the age of 13. But here, we're seeing it as well. I think players around the same skill curve, that have put in a lot of time in the game, but still lacking that little bit to go towards the pro
there
players.
is a big difference between when you, for example, we are also content creators. When we play the game, we don't play to be the best person in the world. We play to entertain and to show the community just what the game has to offer. Where some of the pros, they put in hundreds, if not thousands of hours at becoming the best with that mindset in mind.
Yeah. It's about, making a good show, having a good time, and I think the player's going to try to do that here. Just enjoying the moment, enjoying playing on stage in front of a crowd. It's not something that you always do. So, yeah, let's see what they prepare for us.
I think it's going to be great. I'm honestly looking forward to seeing just if there's any sort of gap between the players, because I think the players have practiced somewhat an equal amount of time, but some of them might have put in more time in certain maps. Some of them might be more nervous than the others. I'm looking forward to seeing where the differences are going to be.
Right, and there's different input devices being used too. Maji is a keyboard player, Nina uses a controller. I believe Kenny and ZeratoR both use a keyboard as well. That could play into things like the precision maps, where you might want to use a controller to be a bit more precise between the pillars. But here, on this first map, Salmon, and the B version, which is made a bit easier, you will probably not notice a difference between whatever you use.
So that is the ever-long discussion in Trackmania, where what should you play with, but the Trackmania is such a great game, and it's so inclusive that whatever you like is what you should do. We have people with steering wheels.
Do you ever reach a point where there's an input device that you're not gonna, like, it's not okay anymore? Like, what if someone uses a banana?
I feel like Bospez is scratching the line between what should be legal here, because he is playing with a mouse.
Yeah, and it's not just like clicking the mouse, it's moving the mouse left and right on his mouse pad, is steering left and right, which is funny.
It is incredible, but that just goes to show that, you know, whatever you have available to you is fine to play Trackmania.
Yeah.
It's a game for everybody.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are starting the shooter match. There are some nerves coming through. Give them a round of applause as they get into the first round and cheer them on here as they're fighting for honor and glory. And it's a bit of a regional battle as well. Norway and Sweden, the North versus the blue in the French colors.
Absolutely, and as we can see here in the start, Kenny does seem to get a decent lead. Maji and Nina trailing a little bit behind, but almost attacking ZeratoR right there. ZeratoR does get a little bit more exit speed and can get a little further away, but he clips that
was
checkpoint.
very close to a mistake for ZeratoR, but he does not hit the wall and keeps himself in the race. And to touch on the format once more, if the blue team gets first and third place, that's a point for them. But if the positions stack up as they are now, with a first and a fourth, that's a tie, and no team gets a point here. It will just be a tie round. So if Nina and Maji here, they might not be able to catch up to Kenny, but as long as they stay ahead of ZeratoR, then they will tie the round and they can try again on the next one.
Yes, so that's what we're going to see right here as the players enter the final right-hander. ZeratoR might be able to overtake here in the ending, goes for a line that might give him more exit speed. Nina has a little bit of a wonky line. Is he going to have enough speed to make the jump? And ZeratoR does do a very nice snipe there, giving themselves the first point of the match.
Yeah, very important for ZeratoR there to win that duel, because that was the point. If he was behind Nina, they wouldn't have gotten it.
Absolutely. So when you see the players enter the final finish line, they're going to be given a point depending on their position, and first and third is enough to give your team one map point.
Right, and it goes into like how consistently can you do this back and forth and time again, because players like Maji and Nina, for example, have played a lot of Cup of the Days, a format where you have to drive consistently round after round. So you might see Kenny here, who plays a lot of other games too. He can maybe get some faster runs on the board, but can he do that every single time? Does he know his limits?
Absolutely, but as we can see right now, Kenny does seem to have it under control as he goes for a really inside line on that little corner right there and is getting even further ahead. ZeratoR tries to maintain that third place position so that he can give the team the point, but Maji and Nina are not out of it yet. Maji getting closer to Kenny, and Nina makes sure that she has a stable in the back, but Maji with a small mistake right there.
Yeah, Maji with a small mistake, and now they both have to catch up to ZeratoR here in the final few corners as ZeratoR goes for a bit of an interesting line. Nina struggling to keep the grip there, and it looks like blue team will have this so long as they both get into the finish here. There should be another point for Team Blue, and ZeratoR gets the job done.
That is the second point coming in from the blue team. It looks like Kenny and ZeratoR is definitely on a roll as the start of this match, but it's not like we've seen a massive lead. All the players are still pretty close to each other.
They are, and after seeing the practice the players have done too, the times that Kenny are driving up front there, the 107s, that is certainly pace that players like Nina and Maji can beat on their good runs. They just have to string it all together. But here, an early mistake from Nina means a lot of pressure now on Maji to try to beat the blue players, catch up here in the next 40 or so seconds of driving.
Getting a little bit of an outside line there on that sausage block, which means that she's not going to have the same amount of exit speed that Kenny just got. And then one more right-handed drift. You want to go tight so that you can get as much acceleration going out of the turn, and Maji did seem to do that quite well.
Oh, she's catching up to ZeratoR, okay. Getting some more exit speed there, but then slight clip, which does not give her the gear on the grass. Still solves that quite nicely, but it's now a second, and it looks like Nina's fallen a little bit further behind, so this is going to be a tough round to win for red, but also, blue aren't safe yet. They still need to get to that finish line.
Yeah, the last finish, the one that they're all going for, requires a little bit more speed. So if they don't get the jump precisely, they might have a difficulty making it over there, but they do it beautifully. And Kenny and ZeratoR will take another point home for the blue team.
And look at how close Maji actually got there. You know, she was over a second behind, but then made it to 0.3 of a difference to ZeratoR. So they are getting closer here. Now the French have a solid lead, but if they can figure those mistakes out, then I think they can come back here.
Oh, absolutely. And this is only the first map.
Yeah.
So it might be that Salmon is a difficult map for some of the players. They did not know what they were going to play here, did they?
I don't think they did, and look at the differences here. This time it's ZeratoR making a mistake in the start, and Maji and Nina are now jumping up in the field. Still, though, there is Kenny, who has won all the rounds so far, leading the pack. Nina getting the drift there, carrying the exit speed, and has made up a 1 second gap to ZeratoR. So if these positions remain, they're going to have the tie to fall back on, and Maji can try to chase down Kenny here.
Yeah, she definitely can, but Kenny has been very, very consistent so far. Gotten first place after first place, but ZeratoR is all the way in the back, actually almost half a second behind Nina, so he has some catching up to do. It looks like the girls are going to be able to maybe see if they can tie up this round.
Oh, I like that line there from Maji, not drifting, Kenny drifting not enough, and Maji taking a safe line, but there she goes into the wall, and now as Nina's crashed as well, it might be that the French get another point here. ZeratoR just needs to secure that jump, and they will take it home.
Kenny and ZeratoR showing that they put in the practice to make these rounds happen.
They have. Kenny consistent around that 107 mark, and ZeratoR getting those 110s consistently here.
I mean, they're definitely playing well. So I think right now there's only one more point to be had. So if ZeratoR and Kenny can manage to scratch out one more point, they've gotten themselves one match point, one of the two that they need.
But you know, the streamers here, they're all about making exciting content, and what would be more exciting than a 4-0 comeback from the red team? They've just set themselves up here for a good storyline, I think.
I think I just saw Kenny go for a super inside line, which, as we see the pros, they're not going to be doing that. So you might be asking yourself, why is Kenny doing that? And that's because right here, consistency, making sure you have the line that fits you, the line that you seem to have the best time with, that's what you want to go for, especially on a streamer match like this one.
Yeah, and we see Nina's shadow there just behind ZeratoR. He is leading by a little bit here, and if the positions remain, they will have that final point now, especially as he also passes Maji. Very close round here, but Kenny is closer to the others than ever. They've never been this close at beating the French team. Can they do it here in the end, or is it going to be a 5-0 sweep on map 1? Kenny going wide line, Nina with a good speed line to come back. The tie could be secured here.
But Nina goes out
ZeratoR
wide.
hitting the wall, Maji with the comeback. Maji is going to get that first place.
Maji does get that first place, making sure they tie it up, and Maji and Nina are going to be in it for one more round here on Salmon.
Yeah, so despite Maji winning the round there, they will not get a point, but they do get a tie. And they will stall it for at least a little longer.
So I think what happened right there is Nina got into that last right-handed dirt turn with so much speed that she just didn't have enough time to adjust.
Yeah, it was hard to prepare for that, and you saw, you know, that setup for that turn is hard too. That's where both ZeratoR and Kenny had their mistakes.
Yeah.
But here, a really good start from Nina, as she also jumps into that drift to secure the drift. Also a strategy in the name of consistency. Maji missing the drift there, and now this could be pretty difficult here for Team Red.
Yeah, this looks like it's a game of catch-up right now. They might be hoping for one of those mistakes nearing the ending from ZeratoR or Kenny to see if they can catch up like that. But it does look like they're only about 2 car lengths behind ZeratoR, so it's not impossible as Maji hits that outside wall.
But that's okay. I don't think it's too bad. Even if they lose this map, they still have the next one or a third to make the comeback happen and win this 2v2. But Kenny on this map particularly has been looking very, very solid. Can Nina here make a comeback happen against ZeratoR? Tries it, and I respect the commitment, but here I think the French will close it out in a 5-0.
Well played here from Kenny and ZeratoR. They both really showed up right now, getting 5-0 in a full sweep in the first map. We're going to have to see if Maji and Nina can take it back in the next one.
Even so, though, you know, despite the mistakes, they're still laughing and smiling, having a good time on the player cameras. I don't think they minded too much, and just the experience of playing on the stage is amazing. We'll see what they get here for map number 2.
Yeah, I'm sure Maji and Nina can come back. Can we hear it in the crowd for them so they can get some of your energy?
And I like the map we're seeing, Jainic. The map with the ice slides. Maji, one of her favorite surfaces in the game is that ice, where she often gets way better cup of the day placements than she does on things like tech. So here, in that one ice section, maybe she can beat ZeratoR and Kenny.
And we've talked about the ice where if you don't do it carefully, your car will just slide out of the map and you're going to lose a tremendous amount of time. And that could be one of the things that they've been training on here in the backstage.
Yeah, just making sure that they keep the grip in the consistency is all that matters. Here also the quarter pipe jump has been changed to a reactor booster, so it won't be as difficult, but still, you gotta, get your bearings right with where you are.
Absolutely, as we see ZeratoR right now driving around on the ice, just trying to feel the surface a little bit, doing some pirouettes, some ballerina spins. But yeah, this is where the players might definitely see some slide outs.
Yeah, given the crowd a show here in the warm-up, but we do see Kenny as well, who's playing it seriously, has driven all the way to the finish with a clean run.
Absolutely. I mean, Kenny does really seem like he's put in the effort to get good at these maps. Very, very consistent gameplay from Kenny.
Yeah, he's really trained it. And now we'll see if all that training comes to fruition. The French are leading 1-0. If they win this map, then they will also win this match. But if the Nordic players can win it, then we go to a third. Here we go with the first round.
So they're starting out with a small jump into a left-handed drift. This can be a little bit difficult to set up perfectly, but it did look like all the players did do it quite well. Kenny with an early lead, but Maji, Nina, and ZeratoR, all of them right on top of each other. ZeratoR trying to push away, but Maji getting that more exit speed.
Great line from Maji, hitting the wall. It's not the worst place to hit the wall. And if she can stabilize here, it's not going to cost more than maybe a second at most. But she's still in the race, and now we get to that very important ice part where you have to keep the grip through this slide. Let's see if the players can do it. Looks like Kenny and ZeratoR both get beautiful ice slides there. That is not easy to do when you haven't played as much Trackmania as the pros. Here, through the last section, they're both next to each other, and the Nordic players are 1 and 2 seconds behind. This is going to be tough here in the final few corners.
Yeah,
as we see a big mistake from Kenny, that is at least a tie now on the cards for the Nordic players. If Nina is there to pick up third place, will she get it? Looks like Kenny has that third place to secure the first round.
Nina must have had a similar mistake happen, maybe on the ice. That ice section really might be taking out some players here in the upcoming rounds, as it's so easy to slide out.
It is indeed, but that was closer than it was in map 1.
Absolutely.
They still have many rounds to play for here.
So we're going to see if the players are going to push it just a little bit extra, maybe on the ice side, but also on the uphill in the wall. With the reactor boost, you can go a little bit tighter. Honestly, with a reactor boost like that, the lines can be pretty different, depending on if you're going for more exit speed or more inside line. It's going to be interesting to see what the players are going for.
Yeah, Maji had a small wall touch in the start there, but then with a better grass line there, catches up to 2 players.
ZeratoR!
ZeratoR falling off the side of the track there. That puts Red in a great spot for a tie, and really, Kenny now has to win this round in order to not have a lost point.
And that's the thing, because Kenny did have a mistake. That's the first big mistake we've seen from Kenny last round, and we got to wonder if that's shaking him up a little bit. But currently, he is in the lead. Nina and Maji does get the ice slide. Nina with a little bit less speed, and ZeratoR is trying to attack here from behind, actually overtaking Nina now, and Nina trying to get more extra speed, trying to get it back right here. Maji is still quite far ahead. It's going to be Nina and ZeratoR that are going to fight for who is going to get the point. ZeratoR trying to push it. Nina going a little bit wider. ZeratoR with more exit speed. Who gets the best turn right here? ZeratoR gets a way more straight line, and Nina unfortunately making a mistake, and ZeratoR will be taking it home.
Great race there by the players. Looks like Kenny's on another level, but fighting for the scraps here, ZeratoR wins out that duel and takes the point.
And that's the duels we like to see, the ones where they're back and forth, depending on what line they take. One person comes a little bit ahead, but the other person has more exit speed. That goes to give us some very, very interesting matches.
Yeah, and I think what's so great is you can see how close it is in terms of level. Here, Nina's the one making the mistake, but it's still not over yet. But just touching on that, like how close they actually are in skill level, in preparation level as well, it makes for some very unpredictable races where you don't know exactly what's going to happen.
But that unpredictability is also some of the most fun, where you never quite know what's going to happen. The race could shift in a moment's notice as we enter the ice section. Once again, Kenny will be in the lead. Maji just ahead of ZeratoR, but let's see who gets the best ice slide. ZeratoR going really wide. Maji getting a beautiful ice slide, and it's actually getting very, very close to Kenny right here.
Catching up.
Overtaking.
Maji's in first right now, and with that would secure a tie here, but can she beat Kenny in the final corners? Kenny, who has been the clear fastest player yet, goes for a lot of speed in that drift and gets ahead of Maji, but now in the ending, Maji pushing with more speed on the grass, setting up better for the drift. Does she have the exit speed? Will Kenny get the jump? Kenny gets the jump, does Maji get the jump? Okay, and now ZeratoR secures that point for blue. Very close there.
That was very close. Maji had an incredible ice slide, gave her so much speed that she was able to catch all the way back up to Kenny. But Kenny really showing that he's been practicing those drifts in the corners to give himself more speed around some of the tight turns.
That was the decisive factor, but they're closer than ever here, red team. But also the blue team are just 2 rounds wins away from securing the win in the overall match. So here is where they're going to have to put in that effort into a result. Oh, Kenny with a small mistake there on the corner. Nina now also has made a mistake though, but that puts Maji in a good spot to maybe win the round, because she has been faster than ZeratoR on this in the first couple of runs.
Here we see 2 different lines coming in from ZeratoR and Maji. Maji going a little bit more to the right side, not getting the same amount of exit speed as ZeratoR. He slides out, and that's going to give Maji the upper hand, and Nina might be able to overtake, actually has more speed, will be able to overtake ZeratoR right here. Is she going to get the uphill a little bit faster? What a beautiful, nice outside line coming in from Nina, getting more exit speed. Now she needs a couple of drifts. They're going to be neck and neck.
So
this is going to decide it all.
Will ZeratoR be ahead here in the last drift? Will he have the speed? Will Nina be able to catch up? And now the jump into the finish. ZeratoR takes it. It's another point for Team Blue.
As we can see right now, the blue team are going to be on 4 points, which means that they only need 1 more point to close out this match, and indeed all of the 2v2.
It would take a great clutch to come back here from the 4-0 deficit, but they have the pace. I feel like the score doesn't quite represent how close some of these rounds have been here. Red team even winning one on the first map, which resulted in a tie, but they do have a chance here. They just need to capitalize on those moments where blue makes a mistake, and that should be an opportunity that you can use now. Here, Maji and Nina with a great chance at scoring a point.
They need to capitalize on this mistake from ZeratoR coming in as Nina hits the outside wall, but Maji is close to Kenny, and she has shown us that she has some great ice slides that she can put out. Kenny getting a little bit of that penalty snow there on the left side, so Maji might be having a little bit more exit speed, trying to push the corners right now, trying to see if she can inch just a little bit closer, but Kenny does seem to be about half a second ahead of Maji, and she really needs to push it in this last right-hander.
But it could also be that ZeratoR cannot finish, that he doesn't have enough time to get there. Well, we will see. Kenny will finish in first. Maji getting that second place. Nina now into the finish in third. And does ZeratoR have enough time to finish? The timer's ticking down. He's had 10 seconds left. Will he get there? Chooses for the safe finish, and that is... the backwards finish, securing the tie.
ZeratoR showing us some of that content creator energy, giving it up for some of that flair, giving it up for the fans. Once again, that was a tie. Nina and Maji now have 1 more try to see if they can get back into this match, and I'm sure they can.
I think they can, but they do need to kind of get in the head of the others. They need to, really deliver a bit of pressure here, show that, we're driving faster and faster, because they really have been, and they have been getting more consistent. And here, with ZeratoR making a small mistake in the start, this is another similar opportunity, but this time the gap is only 7/10 down to ZeratoR for Nina, so that is a really difficult lead to hold all the way to the line.
Absolutely, as we see Nina going into the ice slide right here, going a little bit inside, hitting some of that penalty snow, and Maji also sliding out. And this could be a place where ZeratoR is going to capitalize on the speed that he's going to get, but he only is getting a little bit closer. He needs to push it just a little bit harder to be able to get that overtake on Nina and get a point for his team.
Yeah, it is close. This could decide the match right here. Kenny should be winning that round up in first. Maji looking for the second place, but can ZeratoR catch up here in the last drift? Nina is there. She's trying to go for the jump, but ZeratoR's getting close. Nina holds the fort, and we are not done yet.
They are not giving up just yet. They still have something they want to show to the crowd.
You can hear the sheeshes coming through, Jainic.
Sure.
Crowd's having a good time. You love to see it. The players are all smiling, laughing, but I think they also do want to win. I mean, winning is more fun than losing. Oh, now Maji into the wall, so now a little bit of pressure on Nina. This time she needs to carry the torch and at least secure a second place, and maybe Maji can catch up to ZeratoR here as Kenny once again goes on that onslaught in first place.
True, Kenny is definitely in a league of his own right now, but this ice slide is going to be truly detrimental for the results of this round right here. Maji does seem to have really good control here on the ice, so she might be able to get a little bit more exit speed, but ZeratoR doing just fine here on this round.
Oh, and ZeratoR jumping up into second now with an inside line on the dirt. Nina actually getting more speed to not give up that position quite yet, and Maji has to catch up to ZeratoR here to extend the match as we see Nina into the corner. This is looking really good for blue team. Kenny leading in first with ZeratoR right there. Kenny's gonna jump into the finish, and now ZeratoR just needs to get there. Blue team and the French team will be the winners of the match here, 2-0.
The French team really showing us that they've been putting in the practice. Kenny especially has really shown up and just gotten that consistency down on these maps.
They certainly have, and it's going to be interesting to see later today if Kenny can be the one to win the streamer finals, because there is another streamer tournament happening where 5 streamers will be playing against each other, and we'll see who wins and gets the trophy for that.
Absolutely, but this was the conclusion of the 2 versus 2 as the French players, they got 2 match points in a row, and now we're going to talk to them just for a quick second.
Yeah, let's have a talk with Kenny here on the stage. The winner here on stage for the French team. Kenny, the crowd is here cheering you on. How was it like to play here in front of them, and how did you feel it went according to your preparation?
It was really fun to hear the cheering, but I was playing and I was on Discord with ZeratoR, and he was telling me a lot of jokes. It was really hard to concentrate. I was laughing all the time, but I'm really happy because I did a good performance, I guess.
Yeah, and now for looking forward on the day, there is that streamer finals where I've heard there's a trophy even for the winner. Do you feel you have good chances of winning that?
I need that trophy.
You need that. Simply said, yeah.
That's what I want.
And sorry.
That's great. Do we have ZeratoR with us as well? If we want to ask him a quick question, can you hear us, ZeratoR?
We do not have ZeratoR with us, but I can ask you one more thing. Maybe you can say something to the fans here and the fans at home on behalf of yourself and ZeratoR, your teammates.
It was really a great journey. It's not over yet because there are a lot of things to do today, but it's really great playing Trackmania. If some of you don't play Trackmania yet, do it because it's a great game. I'm having fun. I'm just playing to have fun and playing these competitions. There are a lot online you can do. It's great fun to play and great fun to win, I guess.
Yeah, great fun to win. I can agree. One more round of applause here